Newcastle, count your days, lads. Count your days because you lot are being raided. First Gordon went, Tonali's gone to Tottenham. There's been sort of murmurs about Lewis Hall wanting to leave. You lost his sack last summer. And now Bruno Guimaraes looks to be at least wanting to head to Arsenal because we have just seen the Ornstein Bomber. I'll get it up on my screen right now. I probably can't show you guys, but it looks like he wants to leave Newcastle. I can get it up on my phone actually. Here we are. David Ornstein has put up on his Twitter that Bruno Guimaraes informs Newcastle of his wish to leave and join Arsenal. Arsenal is stepping up pursuit, ready to offer a deal worth up to £60 million at present, but no club to club contact yet. Newcastle stand still and are not entertaining bids for the 28-year-old. Now, straight away, when you have a player that wants to leave and join a certain club, you're already in problems. If we go back to last summer, Victor Gyökeres, he wanted to leave Sporting. He wanted to leave to join Arsenal. However, Sporting were not willing to sell for about what was it like something stupid for him, and then we ended up getting him for about 55 million in the end. Do I think this will happen to Bruno G? I'm not sure because the fact they've already lost Tonali, they've already lost their core in the last 2 seasons. So Newcastle were the type of club, I reckon, to hold out for maybe 70 to 80 million, which is, I think, what we will end up paying. But listen, I think we do get Bruno Guimaraes, and do you know what? I think he is the most Arteta player I can think of. And if you guys remember was it 2022 when Newcastle signed him? We also wanted him. It looks like we were meant to get him before Newcastle, but for whatever reason at the time we didn't, because we signed no players in January and then ended up losing out on top four. Yes, he's 28 years old. He's in his prime. That's what I care about because let's be real. Our midfield this season, as good as it's been at times, it's been bang average at times. And when I say bang average, I mean no forward play, no positive thinking. It's always been sideways and backwards. And listen, when you have a midfielder of Rice and Zubimendi, that is what happens. They're both sideways and backwards. And when you partner Martin Odegaard when he's playing in there's no forward thinking at all. That's why when you saw Eze come in for the games that he played, he did actually sort of, although he weren't performing throughout the whole time, he was scoring goals. He was, actually driving us forward. The little that he did play at times. And then when you saw Lewis Skelly coming to the side, you really saw what our midfield was on. And that midfield of Rice and Skelly works well. However, do I, number one, trust Arteta to play Skelly all season? No. And as well, we shouldn't. Having Bruno G come in, I'm all for that. A Rice and Bruno G midfield, along with, I guess, maybe Rodgers, if we were to get him. That is a very good midfield. It's very hard to beat, very physical. Bruno G is definitely a better player for that role than Zubimendi, in my opinion. And it's more balanced. I say it's definitely more balanced. Now, in terms of outgoings, it'll probably be Norgard that goes, most likely. And does he start playing Bruno G straight away and then having to drop Zubimendi? Because he has dropped Zubimendi before. And I'd assume he will. One thing about Arteta is when he gets a new toy, and we've seen it in the past, especially with goalkeepers, and we'll get onto goalkeepers in a second, he likes to basically discard the old player. And he's done that with the goalkeeper, and he'll definitely do it again with the midfielders. But listen, Bruno G, hopefully, I mean, Whether we do get it for 60 mil, I'm not sure. I think we get it for about 70 to 80 mil. And the fact that he wants to leave Newcastle as well justifies that even more. And speaking of other signings, Melier, the one that played for Leeds, he's out of contract and he's signing for us on a free. Now, I don't really rate this goalkeeper. That's not a very good signing in my opinion. The only way I can see it sort of working is if that he's a first choice goalkeeper. There have been sort of murmurs about Kepa wanting to leave Arsenal. So I'm assuming that's going to be the case. So if Kepa was to leave and get first team football, and then Melier comes in. However, I do not want to rely on Melier. Just like I don't want to rely on Kepa at all throughout the whole season. And then when we relied on Kepa in the Carabao Cup final, we saw truly what he was on. But listen, if he comes into the third choice goalkeeper, fine. I'm not really too bothered because there are also rumours about Setford going on loan as well to get some first team football. But listen, the main talking point is Bruno G, and it looks like we will get him, which I'm happy about. Well, that is it from me. Listen, no World Cup today. Quite good actually. It's quite feeling a bit sort of. I've been a bit burnt out, I guess, in terms of so much football going on, especially when we had the Premier League season and now we've got the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, I love to watch football, but I think this one day, I think it was needed. And obviously, I think England play tomorrow. No, England play Saturday. I want to say so. Yeah, against Norway. So listen, it is what it is. Like, sub, and share. Do whatever you have to do, and I'll see you guys in a bit.